This week's letter P. The people voted. We wanted probiotics. So, probiotics are very intermingled with prebiotics. So I decided to make this week all about both probiotics and prebiotics. You can basically think of probiotics as the live microbes that live throughout your GI tract, your gut, that assist in vitamin production. You can think of prebiotics as the food for those live probiotics. Okay, so diving deeper into probiotics. So again, these are the live microorganisms that offer health benefits and enhance your GI tract's ability to absorb nutrients from the food that you eat. So a primary component of probiotics is that they can alter the acidity of your gut microbiome. So the more acidic your stomach or your GI tract, your gut microbiome, really the more acidic any organ is in your body, the less inhabitable it is for pathogens and the bad guys that can live there. So basically, the more probiotics you eat, the more acidic your GI tract is, and the less likely you are to have pathogens and bad guys living in them. One thing I want to note, not all foods are considered probiotics. So good examples of probiotic foods are sauerkraut, kimchi, which was, I believe, week 11, letter K. That was our word there. So we dove into fermented foods. Again, it's important to note, not all foods are considered probiotics. Foods are considered probiotics once they go through the food processing steps. The bacteria that survive that food processing step need to be the bacteria that are considered advantageous to your health. All right, so probiotics, the live microbes that live in your GI tract. Now on to prebiotics, which are essentially the food or the fertilizer for those probiotics. So kind of going back to a few words that we've already dove into, fiber and the endocrine system being covering all hormones of the body. These prebiotics can nourish the cells that line your gut, helping in nutrient absorption. They have also been proven to decrease your risk of certain cancers by controlling free radicals. Free radicals just being those cells that kind of have a mind of their own and lack electrons, so they're very apt to kind of disrupt all homeostasis across the body. Prebiotics also, their third role is to transport hormones throughout the body, which, as we know, again, from the end. Okay, to quickly hone in on what the heck the gut microbiome is. I feel like that's kind of a buzzword these days. I want to focus on two particular components of the gut microbiome: the physical and the mental effects that the gut microbiome has. So everything we put into our body affects the way we absorb nutrients, and whether that's things we put into our body that are tangible, like food, vitamins, etc., or intangible, like information such as like news articles, reading, human interaction with other people. Okay, so some of the physical components of the gut microbiome are that the health of your gut microbiome affects the way we absorb, or inversely, don't absorb certain nutrients from foods that we eat. So it also assists, in addition to how we absorb food, it also assists in immune function. So again, prebiotics and probiotics can alter the acidity of your GI tract, which means the more acidic it is, the less inhabitable it is for bad guys or pathogens. So that way, the more acidic we keep our gut microbiome and our gut in general and our stomach, the less likely we are to have pathogens living in them, which increases our immune function. Of course, you want to find that happy medium, that Goldilocks of not too acidic, but just acidic enough to fight off those guys. But prebiotics and a healthy gut microbiome will naturally find that homeostasis. So the health of our gut microbiome as it relates to our mental health. So anything like anxiety, depression, things like that really affect everyone in our day-to-day lives have been researched and have been shown to be tied to the health of our gut microbiome. So these probiotics and these microbes that line our gut appear to be in constant communication with our brain, directly sending nerve signals through chemicals that basically live in the bloodstream. So as we absorb nutrients from the foods that we eat, of course, from D, the digestive tract, we know that they're then absorbed into the bloodstream. The nutrient density of the foods that we eat, and again, the health of these microbes and these probiotics affect the strength of those signals that are constantly in communication with the brain. This just gets me hyped up. This is very cool. Of course, more research needs to be done, but it has been shown that the feelings of sadness or depression are often associated with certain types of gastrointestinal issues and other physical bodily reactions. So the health of our GI tract can in turn affect not only how we absorb nutrients, but also our mental health.